Hello and welcome to Nerdarchy for Nerds by Nerds. I'm Nerdarchy Dave, and today we're going to be playing Over the Troll Bridge by Brian Colin from Creature Curations. Curators? I always mess it up in my mind.
It's a made-up word, so
it's singular.
It's good to trip people up. Yeah, curation is not a real word, which is why I was able to get it as a domain.
Really? You sold me. I thought it was.
For sure. But we're going to be playing a game created by you. I believe the rule system you're using is Down Under. We go Down Under. What is the?
It's using Together We Go, which is based off of the Down We Go system.
Okay.
So they crowdfunded Down We Go on GameFound, and then they opened up a third-party license, Together We Go. So I used their very rules-light core system to build Over the Troll Bridge.
Nice. And just like a quick primer for Over the Troll Bridge, what are we going to be doing tonight?
So in Over the Troll Bridge, everybody plays trolls that live in Magic City. Magic City is a giant floating island that resides above a sea of lava. Now, the city itself is made up of 12 districts that are ever shifting, and they're heavily influenced by the outside worlds that trolls travel across as they go across magic bridges into all sorts of genres, all sorts of different worlds and parallel universes. So what is in Magic City is highly diverse, and it's just made up of all sorts of different cultures that's influenced from these outside worlds. Now, when the trolls go across these magical bridges, they have to bring back loot to fuel the forge to keep the city afloat, because who wants their city falling down and being submerged in lava? Right? So there's these magical wizard-like trolls that make these bridges, and depending on the type of bridge that it's made out of will determine how long you have in this other world before the bridge starts to disappear. For instance, like a rope bridge will last up to 4 areas that you can explore before it starts to disappear. And if it disappears and you're still there, then you're stuck in this other world or other dimension until another bridge comes available, and who knows how long that could be.
On the plus side, you don't have to worry about Magic City problems anymore, because they're Magic City problems.
Just hope maybe you traveled across to some wonderful paradise. But most of the trolls that travel across these bridges, because they have a license to do this, have some sort of sense of responsibility to the Magic City community to try and keep things up and afloat.
Nice. So we also have Robin Miller playing with us tonight, as well as Stephen Partridge, our normal Tuesday night group. And there are links to Brian, Robin, and Stephen down in the description below, so you can check out their stuff. And you can also check out Over the Troll Bridge and get into the action on your own. So you're the GM, Brian. I'm going to throw it to you. You can start this game however you want.
Fantastic. Well, since we've already kind of explained this before diving a little bit further in, we'll talk about the characters. So, as trolls, you make up a troupe, and it's often organized by the magistrates of Magic City to organize these groups to put together to see who's going to go on the next quest as these trolls are building the bridges. Now, you're in the districts, the 12 districts. It's almost like a big hex circle-ish, if you will, as the hexes build out. And right now, the 5 of you have been brought together, summoned by a magistrate, because a bridge is almost complete. They've brought you together, and they've brought you together in, let's see, how about, Doug, will you roll 3d6 and 2d6 and let me know what you get?
Sure.
And it's a total, and that'll determine what district you're in.
3.
Excellent. So you are currently in Tower Town, but Tower Town, let's see, Dave, would you do me a favor and roll a d20?
That's a 1.
You are in the shadowy Tower Town. Ted, what does this Tower Town look like? Because it's ever shifting and changing, it's up to the players to help decide what it's like each time you come back to it.
Well, if it's a shadowy tower town, then I imagine everything is multiple stories, but if you're down the street, it's hard to see because there's all of the shadows created from all of the buildings.
Excellent. And Robin, why is one of these towers leaning?
Because it sneezed.
Sneezed, yes. And I love that. And the sneeze was so loud and so it echoed through all of the in between all the alleys, and it almost felt like it rained for a moment. And very rarely does it actually rain in most of Magic City, because being over hot lava, it's just there. Lots of clouds don't tend to pass by. And Stephen, what's something that lurks in the alleys in the shadowy tower town?
I think that something that lurks in the shadowy alleys is one of these unicorns that you have in the book.
Oh, unicorn. Yes, you can see, just as a magistrate is coming up to you, you notice in the alley that there is a unicorn, which is strange to see one out here because they can be quite treacherous with these big, magenta purple steed with a unicorn and these big saber-tooth-like fangs sticking down below. You see its nostrils flare as it's whipping its head, and some of that snot that came out of the tower's nose is being whished off of it. So you're all kind of corralling around because a magistrate, and this is a stone or a rock troll that's probably this one's only about 3 feet tall. You can tell they're a magistrate because they have the pin marked on their collar. It is wearing a purple jacket with sports coat with a strange, almost like a piratey billowy shirt that is a very light cream color, and these black shorts and sandals as though they're like sandals from the 90s. And it comes up, oh, I believe, yes, let's see. And they pull out this long scroll, it's like a mechanical sliding scroll. Yes, I believe you are the adventurers, the explorers. Hang on, Flint Fields. Is that you? Yeah, yes. Your picture does indeed do you justice. And Ingot, is that you over there?
Ingot Iron Thighs reported for duty.
Oh yes, you are excitable, aren't you? Macra and Lano. Yeah,
I reckon you found the right people. Yep.
Oh,
Isn't it accounted for?
Fantastic. And Hemlock, it's strange to see you out among all of these buildings. You look like you should be somewhere else.
Yes, I would rather be in the woods.
Well, we have a bridge that's being built. It's almost completed. I'm glad that you caught the messages to meet here. Have you, as a troop, worked together in the past?
Brought back a few loads of treasure here to Magic City once or twice.
Oh, good. I'm glad you've all worked together before because, yes, I don't know where this will take you, but it's always good to have some sort of experience working together. Okay, now as a group, since you have indeed worked together as a troop, could you describe to each other what you look like, a little bit about what the other trolls would know about you, and also so the audience can have a better idea of your characters. Let's see. So let's go with I'll go in the order that I see you. So Dave, would you describe Ingot?
So Ingot is a metal troll that basically looks like a all green blanket, different shades of green, with a leather biker jacket and studded bracelets, steel tip boots, and blue jeans, with a pair of drumsticks that he keeps tucked away in his waistband. And and just in case things get a little rough, he does carry his trusty crowbar.
Very good. And let's see. So we'll move over to Doug with Lano.
Sure. Lano, rarely actually see what he looks like underneath because he has just armor made of rosin-coated rope, like helmet, breastplate that he just wears all the time. But underneath there's sort of like sun-leathered skin from just being out under the hot sun and the hot magma heat. So long, and he just has like all manner of like a bandolier with like a rope coiled up. There's like wire cutters hanging from his belt, a coil of like copper wire. There's like a ball of twine hanging from his backpack and stuff like that.
Fantastic. And so for Stephen, for Flint Fields.
So Flint is a country boy. He is a country rock troll, and he wears a hard hat and a neon orange vest over his plaid shirt, and he wears these really dirty jeans, and he's composed of rocks, sort of like a golem, but he has like dirt clods just like kind of wedged in between the different places where the rocks are, almost like sinew, and occasionally there's like seedlings and sproutlings just kind of poking up from underneath or like looking almost like veins.
Oh, awesome. And so Robin for Macro?
So, you guys know that he's bald under the yarn wig that he's wearing. It's like, think Raggedy Ann, but man bun, right? And he's got a beard to match. And he's wearing all purple, but he himself is patchwork with like exaggerated stitches. He's got layers and layers of like these plastic beaded necklaces, like the kind you make at summer camp, and his primary weapon is a yo-yo. He's currently using it while we wait.
Awesome. Is the yo-yo a standard, like traditional shaped one, or is it like a butterfly yo-yo? Or
Yeah, it's like a butterfly yo-yo. Those things are awesome. You can trick with those way better.
fantastic. All right, and Ted, Hemlock of the Trees.
So Hemlock of the Woods is, very much like your typical wood troll. You wouldn't know that he's wearing clothes because everything is just made of just more bark. So he's kind of looks brawnier than he actually is. He's got the tree growth in like a more conifer, pointy, pine needle type tree. Including even in the beard. So he's kind of got like a double pointed beard thing happening. But he's always oblivious to what's going on. He kind of has to get nudged every once in a while to stay on task. And usually you can hear something moving about in the bowels of his, let's call it, hair. And those who have traveled with him before knows that there's bird nests and things that live within his canopy.
Excellent. And so you all have at least known each other off and on, gone on a couple of quests together, because there are only so many trolls within the city that do have credentials to travel across these bridges. And you get moved around and shifted depending on who's available each time. But you've at least had some experience together. And, you better hurry because the bridge will be ready very soon. And what is that noise? And he looks over and sees that unicorn. Oh no, somebody must do something about that. I'd ask you all to take care of it, but you have a deadline. There's time is ticking. So I will get some of the wizards to round that beast up. Is there anything that you all want to do on your way to the edge of this district where the bridge will be being built? As you know, as the districts are on the outlying districts around the city, that's where bridges are built off of the lava, and they kind of go off into the sky and from there to connect to the other worlds and dimensions.
Are there any tin cans or jars or anything like that littering?
I mean, yes, this is indeed the shadowy tower town. In the shadows is often where people throw trash, even though they should pick up after themselves. If you want something like that, yeah, you can grab something.
Yeah. So I looking around, I find an empty soda can from Slurp, and I want to go over and use it to scoop up the tower snot and store some tower snot in the empty tin can.
As you scoop it up and it starts to like drip down into the empty can, or almost empty can, what does it sound like?
It kind of it makes a dripping sound as I'm scooping it in, but it's like a bloop bloop as it kind of oozes in slowly, because it's almost like mercurial. You never know when this is going to come in handy. Tower snot makes a great lubricant.
And as that happens, as it drips in, a little cloud of kind of pink smoke comes out of it, and it wafts over towards Lano. And what does it smell like?
It smells like, after you use the bathroom to do number 2, but then spray like a floral spray. So it's, you think like, oh, it's masking it, but it just smells like number 2 and flowers.
Okay. Double whammy.
And everybody knows. You're not fooling it. They all know it's tower snot. It's not lubricant.
All right. So,
So,
uh-huh.
So Hemlock is kind of looking just momentarily forlorn at the unicorn. He likes creatures and wants to go play with it, even though it's a bad idea. So he kind of gets ushered along with the others.
Oh man, that's a wild unicorn. Somebody got to break that thing first. You can't just go on there and saddle her up.
I mean, I feel like that would be a lot of fun. It might try to buck you a little bit, make for a great song.
Maybe when we get back, I can rustle you up one with my lasso. I'll just uncoil part of this rope and just swirl around as we're walking towards the bridge.
Excellent. As you work your way towards the edge of the shadowy tower town, you can see two trolls busy at work. You can see them moving their hands and sparkles moving through the air as they're casting their magics, and this bridge is starting to form. Robin, will you roll a d20 and let me know what you get?
Yes, I will. 4.
As they're building it, you can see both you and Lano recognize it right away, because coming out of the air, it's like strings, small threads are weaving together, and it's starting to make this bridge that's going out across the lava below. And as the sparkles are going through and the bridge is forming, clouds are coming in, this smoke and mist that kind of comes in, blocking the view from where it goes past halfway through the bridge. From previous experience, whenever you get onto a bridge and try to start crossing through, it's like you go through a fog or some other thick material before you come out the other side into the new world.
I'll nudge Macra and point leg towards that phenomenon. Going, see, it's all about how the strings come together, right, bro?
Oh, indeed.
And as you know, going across a rope bridge, you can usually explore up to about 4 areas. And what that means in terms of gameplay, if it's a building, you can explore 4 rooms and make your way back through those same 4 rooms before it starts to disappear. If it's an outdoor area, you can 4 kind of like hex areas or like locations before it goes away. And ropes are the weakest of the bridges. It goes rope, then wood, then stone, then metal, where with metal you'd be able to explore up to 8 areas. So that you don't have a whole lot of time to get the loot that you need to bring back to the city itself. As you go up to the bridge, the wizards are still doing their thing, but there's a separate magistrate clerk that has a similar pin, but it's, instead of it being gold, it's a silver color, and they have their list there, and they look up at you and they're check. These trolls ensure that those who go across the bridge actually are licensed and permitted, and they are the people that are supposed to be going across the bridge, because not anybody can just go across into another world and disrupt things, or maybe go and one of the worst things that can happen is they can get batteries and not bring them back to the forge and melt them down, because those are illegal for trolls to have, because they fuel the city, fuel the forge so much and allow it to float even higher.
I show him my little badge that I made out of copper wire and fashioned into a star. That doesn't mean anything, but to me, it's like, yeah, see, I'm authorized.
Yes, sir.
It's that creativity that get him that license, and he kind of like has his sledgehammer on his shoulder. He's like 8 feet tall, so he's just kind of towering over, and he's like pats his head, Lano's head. It's like, you're very artistic.
I can be crafty when I need to be.
The clerk just steps aside and it's like, you can go. The bridge is ready for you now.
The best of all the bridges, the rope bridge. It's all about getting in there, getting what you need, and getting back.
Too bad we don't have time to swing it.
Yeah, that does sound like fun.
Find a loot this time?
That's the idea.
No, but I mean an actual loot. Like strums like an instrument.
Those have strings.
They do.
Don't they use those in like heavy metal? I don't know. Do you know, Inget? Do they use those in heavy metal?
You're thinking more of a guitar. That's more my style. Well, it would be, but I prefer the drums. I pull out the drumsticks and start beating myself.
No, because guitars are rock.
A lute is it's like that old timey stuff.
Oh, old
It's
timey.
softer. It's nicer.
And are you talking about this as you're crossing the bridge?
Yeah, as we're walking.
Okay. Crossing over the bridge, the fog is thick. It's this smell is different. It's odd. Stephen, what does it smell like to you?
It smells like corn chowder.
And you can almost taste it as you're going across the bridge because it is very, very thick, but it doesn't stick to you as you pass through it. And as you get through the fog, it's less moist, not as damp, and all of a sudden you're in a real dry heat. The bridge itself goes over what looks like a ravine that has there may be some water far down below, but it looks really dry and dusty. There's a tumbleweed going by at the other end of the bridge, crossing across, and straight ahead is a gigantic green cactus. You may have seen a cactus before in another world that you've traveled to, but none that are easily like 4 stories high. It's got 2 long arms coming off each side. There's a strange door at the front of it. Ted, what does the door look like?
So it's actually in the shape of like the cactus spines, so that it blends in. Like it's obvious that it's a door for anyone who's looking for doors, but if you're not looking for it, you're not going to see it.
It's like the shape of a cactus. You mean? Like the classic. Like, is that what you were saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's almost like a smaller cactus standing in front of the cactus.
Yes.
Right? Awesome. And you see this, and it's weird because there's also some. It looks like maybe some sort of window. Dave, what do the windows look like? Because you can tell it's multiple stories.
Yeah, the windows are actually what lets you know that this is definitely not just your regular cactus, because they look like wagon wheels.
Excellent. And those wagon wheels themselves, especially where some of them look, almost give the cactus the appearance like its eyes, and the door below might be some sort of strange mouth. As you hear, Doug, what do you hear coming out from inside of the doorway?
Just sort of like a faint, like cow moo, kind of on the intermittent. Well, that looks like a prickly situation.
Yeah, I guess we know who's winning the county fair.
Yeah, you said it. I was thinking it, Lano.
What all do you do?
I'm gonna walk up and say hi.
Okay, so you walk up to the cactus, you say hi, and after a moment or two, you hear, but it's coming from inside the cactus. But the cactus door on the outside is just cracked enough that it allows the sound to trickle out. Looking off around into the distance, Robin, what does Macra see?
Clouds and a tumbleweed passing on by.
Okay, very good. Now that Hemlock did said hello and only heard a moo, what does everyone do?
Here, let me get that door for you. And I reach one of my big green hands in there and just pull it open.
As you wrench the door open, a waft of cold, crisp air comes blowing through the doorway, especially in this hot, dry heat. And as it hits, you realize how hot it really is here. And looking up, you can see that looks like maybe 2 or even 3 suns up above, beating down as sweat is starting to form on each of your brow.
I instantly open my biker jacket so the cool air will blow on my pits.
Yes. And as that happens and it blows on the pits, that stench that was growing up inside hits each of you.
Nice.
You got any more of that troll snot around? Because it smells better than what's coming off of you, man.
You wanna huff this can of tower snot?
I'm thinking maybe
step
we
through
should.
the door.
Yeah, it's probably cool in there.
I'm gonna follow and I'm gonna start doing around the world with my yo-yo to create a fan effect.
Awesome. I love that. As you step in, all of a sudden, the room itself, even though it blasted out cool air, it's like you're in a half circle. There's a wall at the back of it, but directly in the center of the room is a mechanical cow head that is attached almost like on like a carousel like spoke in the center, and its eyes have lit up in a bright like neon green that's just kind of glowing, illuminating the room. There are stairs, like when you walk in, there's stairs going up to the left, kind of circling the contour of the inside of this cactus, and it almost looks like it's cut directly out of the cactus, almost like if you were doing some sort of melon sculpture or something like that. And you realize, like, as you're stepping and walking in here, it's a little bit squishy. Like, it's not like, it's like.
So it's spongy. Hey, Flint, you look like you know about construction and stuff. Do you think that cowhead is battery operated?
I don't know. And I'd like to take a closer look at it.
Okay. You go up to it and you feel the cold air actually coming out of its nostrils. And its eyes kind of are glowing, and you can see things almost like electronic lines moving around in strange patterns as you're getting up to it. And you're seeing your own reflection repeated, almost as though it's like a fly's eye or something like that, where it has multiple facets to it. Tell me something else that you see about this mechanical cow head.
It has a large pink bow.
Yes. Is the bow metal, or is it like a fabric bow?
It's a fabric bow.
Yes.
It's intricately laced like a doily. I may know about cows, but I don't think this is rightly a cow. And I don't know, we're in a cactus. Hemlock, you know anything about mechanical cows in plants, especially of the desert persuasion?
Is it a cactus or a cacti?
I think that's a bunch of cactuses.
It depends on if you're a team player.
There's no I in cactuses.
I'm going to pat the cow head on its head. We'll have to get you on the way out since you're cooling this place down.
As you pat it on the head, it starts to, like, it shifts down. And as that goes down, a door behind it slides open. I'd said the wall was like half of a circle, and it starts to reveal a room behind it.
Can I try and grab the ribbon?
Sure. Yeah. So
how big is the bull's head?
It's probably like about this big.
Oh,
around.
okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking it was like enormous.
Certainly didn't expect it to steer a door.
Yeah, it's like big enough to, I guess it's wide enough to be the width of a door and kind of cover that up. So you grab the bow on top of the head.
Yes.
Are you gonna like grab like one of the frills that comes off to untie it? Or are you gonna grab the?
Yeah, if I can untie it and like swoop it off, I will.
Yeah, you pull it and start pulling the sash off, and as you're pulling it off, it just goes.
Oh, Bessie don't like that. Bessie don't like that at all. You're making Bessie angry.
We're supposed to bring stuff back, right?
Oh, yeah.
I think we should take this whole cow head, man.
I think we should too, but we should grab it on the way back.
Yeah, it looks pretty heavy. Well, before we go on, just in case we lose our way like we did last time, I'm going to take a piece of electrical tape and one of my rolls of twine and tape it to like near the door on the floor and just roll it out behind us as we go.
Awesome. So are you going to go into the door behind the cow head, or are you going to go up the stairs?
I say we got
the
the door.
Yeah, secret door just opened. We got to check that out.
As you go into the secret door, you see, like, lining all of the walls, a whole bunch of like and what look like old revolvers and shotguns, all with different like numbered tags all over them. And you see a thin metallic, like copper colored thin robot turn its head. What? Do you have weapons to turn in?
I certainly do.
Partner?
And I walk over to the robot. So, like, we go on these excursions and we grab things and take them back. Are there, like, rules per se?
So, the only real rules are that if you bring back batteries, you have to turn them in, or if you get caught with batteries, then you can get excommunicated from Magic City, because they create so much energy and so much power that it really helps the city, and there's a lot of money for them on the black market.
Do they just melt down like any loot though, or is it like only the special batteries that you bring back? Like
they melt down any loot. And
okay.
When loot gets melted down, it basically melts everything down, and then it leaves the residue that's left behind are round things that look like marbles, and they're called troll berries. And then the troll berries are then the currency that you have. So like whatever loot you bring back, the troll berries that are melted down are then what you can spend in the community.
Okay, cool.
So I will walk up to the robot. So, Mr. Metal Man.
Yes, that how may I be of service?
Is this count as a weapon?
Is what counted as a weapon?
Presenting my crowbar.
Does it fire?
No, but it does this, and I'm gonna jam the hook under his jaw and use the crowbar to try and pop his head off.
Okay. So I'm gonna have you go ahead and roll for that one, because you are essentially attacking this robot. I will have you make a brawny roll.
You know how many troll berries you can get for a robot?
Okay, so my brawny roll is an 11.
Okay. And did you have any points in brawny?
I do, and I added them to my 9.
Excellent. Okay. So the difficulty of this is going to be, sorry, I should have.
12.
Yeah. So a 9, it's like you've done this before. And an 11, it shouldn't be too challenging. And you're a metal troll. You're used to prying things with that crowbar. You've, popped open all sorts of things with that. So you just go, and like its head just pops right off. This bot is just really meant for collecting weapons, and its head goes as its jaw hits down to the ground. Please turn in your weapons.
I'll pick up the body and I'll go drop it in the heap next to the door. Don't worry, we're going to get you on the way back, and then I'll kick his head over to the pile.
Ow. Ow. Alert. 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 It's trying to say alert over and over again.
Yeah.
Can I smash the head with my club?
Yeah, sure thing. This head's just laying on the ground. You don't need to roll for that. You just start smashing it.
I'm just trying to stop it from making it sounds.
It does that a couple of times before you finally smash it to bits. Wires are going everywhere. They almost look like tiny little ropes as the wires split out of its
come
skull.
again?
Eyes emoji.
You say ropes, man?
Is there anything battery-like in his head?
It does not appear to be within the head itself, but there was like a whole like chest cavity.
Yeah. They've already put aside. So
yeah.
Right.
I'm gonna whip out a macrame satchel and just like swipe some of these guns into it. I don't know what they are, but they look like they might be valuable.
Yeah, guns can always be melted down in the forge. So
I can smack somebody with this bag. It's full of metal stuff now.
Excellent.
Is there any just like 6-shooters?
Yeah, tell me some things that you see in the room.
There's like, all these things that people had turned in, but there's just like a dusty old rusty 6-shooter pistol that's like, the grip's all mudded up and stuff, but I'm gonna pick that out. That stands out to me, to Lano. Man, I always wanted one of these. Like
as you pick it up and you look at it, there are 13 hash marks in the handle as well.
Ooh.
I'm gonna point to somewhere else on the wall. I would think that'd be more your style, and it's a crossbow, but it's like 3 crossbows stacked on top of each other.
Nice.
Whoa, the intricate pulley system. Man, you're right. I'll check that out, sure.
Awesome.
Look at all these ropes and wires to make this thing work. That is pretty cool, man. I've never seen anything like that.
Excellent. And looking around now that you have that, you do see it looks like a little little satchel of about 6 arrows that you could probably fire that thing twice before having to retrieve them.
Right.
And everybody make a resourceful roll.
All right. Wow, the Nerdarchy symbol came up. +2, 22.
Ooh.
Nice.
16 for Hemlock.
6.
It's also a 6.
9.
Okay. So
Nice.
both Lano and Hemlock, you hear like some metal sounds like it's a weird sound of metal and a little bit of sloshing as you think that maybe someone is coming down from upstairs.
Wait, you guys hear that?
I disappear.
You have the disappear.
I do.
Fantastic.
I don't hear anything over the sound of us piling all this metal.
I
think someone's
imagine
coming.
that for Macra, disappearing involves just shaking out his fake hair and like Cousin It style.
I love that.
Is it only the light of the green light from the cow eyes?
You see you see some light coming down the stair. You can see some light coming in from out in the hall as it looks like some sort of torchlight or some sort of lit something lit is coming down the stairs, some sort of flame.
I'm gonna take my rope and hook it on something by the door and then walk across and make like a really quick tripwire and just hide on the other side of the door.
Okay. Because they're already coming down the stairs, I want you to make a nimble roll just to see if you can do it as quick and slide out.
Sure. Another Nerdarchy symbol, 20.
Dang.
Ooh.
Mwah.
Not only do you do that, but on your way back, you can kind of see what's coming down the stairs. What do you see?
Just a sort of vaguely humanoid figure, but it has like a long tattered poncho over the top of its head, carrying like just a lantern out in front of it, but I can't see anything like beneath it.
Okay, and not only
God,
the
it's a
poncho, but there's also a
Conberry.
big hat.
That's what I was thinking. Sorry.
Casting a shadow down on it, and you hear, like as you're hearing that, you hear a ding as like a big glob of some sort of spit flies out of their mouth and slaps down onto the floor right by the big metal cow head. And as you get in there, it's coming through and it trips tremendously over your wire. Boom! And you hear a gigantic thud as a big mass of a creature in this poncho just hits the ground. And you hear a bottle smash and crack as well. And you can smell what smells like some sort of moonshine cracked open on the floor as this person has obviously had their fill of drink.
Mammal?
What'd you say?
Mammal? I mean, the spitting, the long coat, the shadowy demeanor, moonshine, mammal?
Huh?
I'm gonna flip them over onto their back so that we can see them.
As you flip them over, you see this strange, almost like mouse-like face, but with a long, bushy beard that's got one long streak of gray in the center, and then two deep deep green streaks coming out the side. One eye is completely scarred over as though it has been clawed by some massive thing, and the other eye is just kind of blurry and just a little bit glazed over, and just kind of looking around. Keeps trying to pull the bottle of booze that cracked on the ground up to its mouth. Who are you?
Better watch your step there, partner. Not doing too hot.
I need my shooter. I need to get out of here. Well, I still got some money left. Help me up. Somebody help me up.
I'll help him up.
Gets up. Thank you. Numbers, and he pulls out a ticket out of the other hand, and it's like a little like round circle that's got some numbers on it. And as you see it, you realize it kind of matches the numbers that were on the weapons behind that were on the wall before. But I need my shooter. But
I'm just gonna like open the macrame bag and start pulling them out and handing them to him.
Well, what number's on your chip there, partner?
It's a 36.
Is 36 still on the wall?
36. I don't know. Is it still on the wall? You tell me, Ted.
Oh, I go to 50-50. Yes, it is.
I'm still like looking through the tagged weapons in my bag, looking at the numbers like I know how to read. I don't.
Sure, you should be handling a firearms, partner.
I'll reach up, grab one, and hand it to him.
That's it. Should I be handling firearms? And he's like, and he's spinning it all over the place. And then he goes, and then he takes what's left of his bottle up and shoots it, and it just splatters all to pieces. I haven't seen you around here before.
We're new in town.
Obviously. What posse are you with?
The Possum Posse?
Possum Posse.
Literally what I was thinking, Steven. I'm so glad you said
Well,
it.
then it must be.
The Possum Posse? From Heenaw County?
Yes.
I play dead.
No. You what?
I play dead.
I haven't seen anybody from that posse in a long time.
Well, we've been laying low.
We've been playing possum.
Yeah, that's what we do. We play possum and lay low.
That's
And
how you know
occasionally
the truth.
So how did you lose your money upstairs?
I put it all in one of them damn machines.
Machines, like
Yeah.
with batteries.
About what?
Yeah.
Like Bot
That's what I said.
or
Yeah.
Betsy?
I like bot, but the betting bots. They keep bringing me drinks, and I keep dumping my coin in there. And are you all different? You don't look like our folks.
Now you're just drunk.
I gotta go sleep it off. Plus, I think I pissed off somebody up there.
When you say he looks like a rat, do you mean he like is a rat?
Yeah, but like big, like
Yeah,
a
yeah.
giant like mouse person.
Yeah. Perfect. Well, let's go see about some bots upstairs and see what we can do.
Watch your purse. They will take it all.
Going to leave my hair down around my body like a little mop hopping up the stairs.
Excellent. As you start hopping up the stairs, you can feel like the cactus squishy little bits going underneath your feet as you're working your way up. Keep in mind now, you've now gone through 2 rooms. These are things that your characters would normally mentally track, even though you might not since you haven't played before.
So this is 2, not 3.
So you're about to go into the 3rd one. You've gone into
alright.
2 so
That's
far.
Right,
That's
the
what's
area outside of the cactus didn't count.
Right.
Right. I was like, you have the foyer, the secret room, and then upstairs.
Yep. So as you're going up the stairs, tell me the kind of like the marching order, what it would normally be with this troop.
Rogue goes
Luck
first.
would not be first.
Okay.
I think after the rogue, it'd probably be either Ingot or Flint.
Flint is basically only enormous and brawny. So wherever everyone wants that to be, he has all the points for removing damage and stuff like that. So he's
Very
just-
similar. So I figure, one of us could take close to point and the other one can take the rear guard.
Sounds fair. I guess I'll take up the rear since I've got the massive hammer and everything, and that way nobody else is obscured from seeing.
Okay.
So you can watch my back. So that puts me at that third position.
Okay. Excellent. Okay. So, Macra, as you're working your way up behind the ropes, you see this big door, and it looks like it's made of steel. It's shut. It's got like a slot on the front of it that it looks like could probably be slid open to see who's on the outside. What do you do when you get to the door?
I check it.
It is locked.
I have pick locks.
Excellent.
I whip out this lanyard with like 100 keys on it, pull one of the keys out, stick it in there, and open the door.
As you open the door, all of a sudden it's so brightly lit with weird like neon glows. It's almost like you're in a really, really terrible like roadhouse where it's like lots of neon beer signs and things all over the place. And then there's these bots that are plugged in that they look humanoid, but they're about 4 feet tall and they're jacked into the walls, like at the back of their head, kind of like Matrix style, but like on long pipes. And their eyes are one big screen, and it's like slot machines. And you see these mouse people all sitting around them, like putting coins into these slots that are in their mouths as the things ding 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 ding. And as they do that, they like pull one of their arms down, and it does it again. And as you open the door, you see somebody right beside the door who would have been like the person that would be like sliding it open to see who's knocking at the door, get startled, and they grab a club right off the ground and start to pick it up.
No,
and
we're here for inspection.
Inspection?
Inspection.
Who? What?
Possum Posse here for inspection. Yes, good. You're catching on. I'm gonna like hold his hands in my hands, and I'm gonna like pull him off his chair. Why don't you help us with the inspection?
Everything's in order. Look.
Well, we're not inspecting whether or not it's in order. We're inspecting whether or not it's a tomato.
A what? A tomato?
That's right. Didn't you get the paperwork about this?
Paperwork. I think there's something ain't right about you, and there are some. What paper?
Oh shucks! Don't tell me I got the wrong door again.
I want to flash our troll licenses real fast so they can't really read it. See, look, it's all in order. It's just like Officer Macra said.
Yeah, we gotta inspect your batteries for tomatoes.
Let me go check with the boss. Let me find out what's going on with Billy and see if Billy can come out and help you, because I don't know. How many there are you?
Typical inspection crew of 5.
5?
This tomato epidemic is just affecting places of business all over.
Right, we really got to look at your batteries. You want to make sure that those are in working order.
You don't want tomato juice or seeds all up in there.
You see him just getting like completely confused and overwhelmed at all of this. Like this is way beyond his capacity. And he gets his fingers and he sticks his fingers in his mouth and just lets out a big whistle, like and it just kind of echoes around. And all of a sudden, the mouse people that were doing the slots just kind of turn around and look over. There's 4 different people. They all look like they're wearing like chaps and kind of Western gear. 3 of them look pretty in the bottle. The other one, she doesn't seem to be, but she's just kind of a little smaller and just kind of eyeballing you as the sounds of the casino-like atmosphere just kind of come to a stop, and everything gets quiet as people are looking your way.
Oh gosh, we've disrupted the saloon.
That biddy that's looking over there, I'll tip my helmet and be like, "Ma'am, just stand there, waiting."
And with the sound of the whistle, you start to hear some commotion from this room. Is very similar to the ones downstairs, where it's like half of the shape of the cactus, but this one it was turned the other way, so it's still half of the room, but it's about the 90-degree pivot. And there's a door off to the other half, and you start to see it crack open, and popping its head out is a giant. Let's see. So, let's see. Stephen, name an animal.
A giraffe.
You see a mouse, a big, tall mouse person wearing a giraffe print vest.
Okay.
He pops it out and looking at everybody in here.
Are you Billy?
Yes, I'm Billy.
Hi, Billy. We need to inspect your batteries.
Excuse me?
We need to inspect your batteries.
Well, I think my batteries are in my office then.
Okay. And I walk over like I'm supposed to be there to inspect his batteries.
I'll follow my brother's lead.
Likewise.
As you step into the next door, he goes over and you see this looks like a saloon type office, like a back office where there's stacks and stacks of coins sticking up. There's like counters for those. He's got some ledger books open. There's a lamp on the table that's seems to be burning some sort of oil, but it almost has like the kind of the elbow or neck lamp neck going over the desk. He's got a big cigar burning in an ashtray, and there's all sorts of strange heads mounted on the wall behind him, and another stairway going up.
But the office is another room, yes?
Yes, it is indeed.
So this is the last room.
Yes, this is the last one you'll be able to explore tonight.
Nice try, Brian.
I was going to say something, but Robin beat me to it. So,
Dave, describe one of the heads that's mounted to the wall.
It is a big steer head, except for it's an albino.
Okay. Albino steer.
Oh no, is this the cameo where we get to see your character from Ashes of Ardor?
What? Oh, was he an albino?
He was an albino minotaur.
Yeah.
Ted, what you describe one of the animals?
Oh well, it's clearly a Salazarite.
Excellent.
What?
So it's a big, spider-like creature with big mandibles and 6 eyes on the side. And it's a giant creature that probably roams the desert here and makes tunnels in the deserts here. And there's let's see, each of you describe one of the heads that's on the wall.
Turtle.
You said a turtle?
Yes.
Okay, what color is that turtle?
Purple.
Please let it be just a little regular sized turtle.
But like on the same size plaque as everything.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yes, how could it be anything else?
Okay. Stephen?
A saber-tooth unicorn again.
Yes, okay. And as you see that saber-tooth unicorn, you notice its eyes are kind of following you as you go around the room, as you're in the room. And Doug, what do you see?
There's one that has like a little thing in front that holds like a black veil in front of the head, and you can see the plaque says Catoblepis. Look at your own caution.
Very nice.
Because it's such a repulsive creature that just looking upon it would kill you.
Oh no! Don't you dare look at that one. It'll test your sanity. Now, please, which one of you is in charge of the posse? The inspectors.
Point at Macro.
Yep.
I just raise my hand.
Have a seat. Now tell me what you're here to inspect again.
I walk over. I pick up the seat. I put it on my back because he said to have a seat. He didn't say to sit in it. I'm here to inspect your batteries.
We could melt
For the
that
tomato
down when we get
outbreak.
home.
Everybody make a resourceful test check.
We can melt that chair down when we
Does
get home.
anyone close the
17.
door when we go in?
Whoever's
I didn't.
last would have that option, I would say.
Yeah, whoever was last could have closed it.
I got a
Flint,
4. My luck ran out.
Okay. You
I
got
have a natural 20.
I
Natural
also have a
20.
natural
Hey.
20.
Really?
I got a 19.
Okay. So
Wow.
everybody but Lano hears an audible clicking as a pistol would be cocked. Some sort of gun would be cocked under the desk. And actually, not only that, but the 2 natural 20s also hear, like, as it cocks, you hear the barrel of the gun like changing chambers as it goes into place. And then the door does shut behind you.
Well, that
Well,
doesn't seem too healthy.
That's not very friendly like.
That was a private meeting.
I don't understand what you're doing in my establishment.
Trying to inspect your batteries.
This is a lawless countryside. If you were here to look at any of my things, you are in the wrong place.
Oh. Well,
Can I-
do you think
can
you
I
could
do
point us in the
snore?
direction of the right place? Sorry, Ted.
Can I do snore on him?
Oh, yeah, totally.
Wow.
So how many levels do you have in that?
2.
Okay. So are you going, so it's going to, so all of a sudden, like, you start, do you want to describe how you cast snore?
So I just, kind of like begin to slowly mumble under my breath, and just kind of let the soothing voice just kind of lull him to sleep.
And as you do that, you see his head just kind of thump down, and you hear a down on the ground as the gun falls to the ground and it fires.
Oh no.
Oh, darn it.
That's not a very professional kind of guy falls asleep in the middle of a meeting.
But he is now asleep. What would you all like to do?
I move
Rummage through
directly
his desk for
behind him.
batteries.
Good.
Okay.
So
You
I'm
move
up.
directly behind him. Robin, what did you say?
Rummage through his desk for batteries.
Okay.
Well,
I'm duct
Lana,
taping his
I'm up.
hands together behind his back.
Okay, you're duct taping. So as Macra is opening drawers at the desk, you find a set of keys. You
I
find
add those to my lanyard.
you find what looks like some sort of electronic key card.
I add that to my lanyard too.
You find a drawer that has, it looks like a lock chest, like a metal, like fire safe box.
I have pick locks. I'm gonna use one of the keys on my lanyard to open it.
Excellent. So you've already used pick locks once.
Oh,
How
I
many-
can't do that twice.
No, how many levels do you have in Nimble?
Let's see. 2.
Okay, so you can do it twice for free, or you can always roll for it as well because you have it. But you can do it
Okay.
twice without having to roll, and then
Cool.
anytime after that you would have to roll.
Well, we're about to go home, so I might as well. Oh no, I not might as well. I don't know if the door behind us is locked. I should roll for this one,
Okay.
or just take the box. I'll just take the box. It's not nailed down.
Okay, so you're busy collecting those things. Let's see. So Ingot is duct taping. Are you describe how you're duct taping this guy?
What kind of chair is he sitting in?
It's like a old wooden rolly one. It's got casters underneath of it, but it's got like leather cushion on its back, and so it's like a nicer old West kind of.
So it's sturdy?
chair. Yeah, it's sturdy.
Okay, and it's the back is a solid piece.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just gonna take his hands behind his back, behind the chair,
Mhm.
and I'm just gonna duct tape them up, and then for good measure, I'll duct tape around him to the chair.
Okay. Very good. And
I'm gonna dump a like a swath of the coins into a sack.
Okay. Very good. And what is Lano doing?
I don't know. Let's see. Keys. I'm gonna look around and see if there's any sort of like manuals about like the bat maintenance or things like like OSHA type stuff, or just like operation manuals or anything, just so if we got to take them apart.
Sure, absolutely. Looking around, you completely find so like he's got a couple of books of like Haynes manuals on the different 3 different versions of these bots, like the year 1873, the year 1896, and the year 1904.
Well, this should come in handy.
And then what is Flint Fields doing?
Flint is looking at the unicorn and the eye that was moving, and he's like, "Hey, buddy, are you all right? Do you have any relatives in the Shadow Tower city? Do you need help? Blink once if yes."
As you get close to its eye that was following you around, it does indeed blink at you.
Oh, okay. And he just reaches up and removes it from the wall.
Okay.
And puts it in a canvas bag.
Excellent. And as you put it in the canvas bag, roll a magical for me.
Okay, I have none of this. 6.
Okay. You are starting to feel almost as though you're drunk. You just kind of move, like something about your movements and your thought patterns, everything is a little bit distorted. Roll a d6 for me.
Oh, well, that ain't fair. I didn't even get to drink anything. 5.
Okay, thank you. I will keep track of that then. How long do you spend in this room?
So, Ingot, you might want to put some more of that over his mouth. He's going to wake up soon.
I will. I'm just assuming I used the whole roll of duct tape on this guy. And I look over at Lano. Hey, did you find where they keep the batteries in those bots?
Yeah, it has all the whole breakdown of 3 different models and just all the schematics. It's all tied together like a.
I think it's time to go full metal on these fools, and I'm gonna open the door, pull out my drumsticks, and start drumming all over myself to use my my bring the noise ability. It's a loud distraction that'll give all of the enemies a difficulty of -2 for a round.
Excellent. So as you do that, you see like not only the one that had the club that was in there before, but also 2 of the people that had been playing the bot machines are standing, each of them with guns. Like they had gone downstairs, gotten some guns, and come back up. But the other people that were there are just gone. So you have 3 Western mouse people out in this room, guns blazing, and you are going crazy, drumming all over yourself. What does everybody else do? And actually, no, before we do that, since you stepped out, Dave, would you roll a d6 for initiative?
That is a 3.
That is a 3. 1 to 3, the enemies go first. Tell me, so you open the door. Tell me who all was behind Ingot, so I have a better idea of where the firing range could be from out there.
Go behind the desk.
I would have went out with him because I figured it's like, well, I'm gonna go start working on those batteries while he distracts him. So
Okay.
Yeah, same. I'm probably also out there.
Okay. And then what about Hemlock and Macra?
I want to wave to Hemlock and be like, help me push this chair out the door and we can use him as a meat shield.
Hemlock will totally.
So I understand. Are the mouse people, they went and got their guns and they're coming back to shoot up the place because they're mad?
They're reacting because the guy in the office fired his gun.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
Yep.
But like the guy we saw downstairs, he wasn't an employee of the place. He was like a patron.
Right. Correct.
Okay.
But in certain saloons and things like that, the people that are playing the games and having the services of the saloon may actually work for the owner as well. So
yeah, true.
Undercover Walmart police.
So there's three of you out there with Hemlock and Macra pushing Billy towards the door. So each of you are going to get fired at by these revolver guns. So you need to make a defense test. Defense, you may not have gotten to this on your sheet, but your defense is going to be any points that you have in nimble. So if you don't have any, you just roll a d20 and then go from there. So we'll start with Ingot, and they get a -2. So the difficulty is going to be 2 lower than it would normally be.
Probably not going to help because I rolled a 3.
Okay. So you are going to then take 1 damage unless you want to use your leather vest armor this round and get to roll that with advantage.
I am going to use my thick skin to just reduce the damage by 1.
Okay. So your thick skin is so hard the bullet comes and just kind of bounces off of you.
Oh, that tickles.
So then also for Lano,
Okay.
1 is firing at you.
I get it. 18.
You're used to dodging things and moving out of the way quickly. You saw it coming a mile away. And then what about Flint?
I was
17.
coiled for action.
What'd you say?
I was
17.
coiled for action. Oh, sorry.
Yep. You as well saw it coming and move out of the way. As this is happening, both Hemlock and Macra, you hear gunfire from the other room, and these walls made of weird cacti material. You see bullets fly through, letting light come in from the neon outside, different glow coming into the room that you're in. Luckily, not hitting either of you or Billy for that matter. So, who would like to go first that's outside?
Sure, I'll go. Because I'm just gonna storm in and use my sledgehammer and swing it at people.
Excellent. So for that, you're just gonna go up and use your brawny roll.
Okay. That is a 17 plus 2, 19.
Boom, that hits. Now, which one were you attacking? There was the one guy that was like the doorman, and then there were 2 people that were in there using the bot slots.
The big one.
Okay. You give him a huge whack, and he gets smacked and like gets knocked sideways a little bit, but he's managed to like hold his ground and is still standing.
Can I actually use one of my features?
Yeah, what's your
under
feature?
Brawny? I
Yes.
have heavy hand, which lets me deal double damage.
So as you're laying into it, not only like you put all of your weight into it, and it just like you hear his head just as it snaps, and his body slumps against the edge of the cactus and hitting the steel door and boom, 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 sliding down the stairs.
I'll approach the one that shot at me
Okay.
with my crowbar. Sorry, bud. It's in bad form and all, but we got a sinking city. So we got to do what we got to do. And that's cracked. Come on. Well, that's not any better. So that's a 6. So that's going to be a miss.
Yes, that is correct. And Lano?
There's 2 guys left.
Yes.
Mac went
There's
downstairs.
one that Ingot just swung a crowbar at, and then another one that has not been attacked.
Yeah, that other guy, I see him starting to raise his pistol towards Ingot, and I'm just going to try to lasso that varmint from across the room.
Excellent. So Yeah, go ahead and well, since you're using lasso and it's a rope, if you want to use your nimble versus the brawny, you can use either one, whichever one you think you would.
I suck equally with both of them, so
Perfect.
we'll say nimble. And I got a 1.
You got a fumble one? Yeah, I guess so.
My rope frayed.
Yes, you and it somehow it got caught on one of the bot arms that was supposed to be like the gear. So if you want that rope, you're gonna have to like wrench it off of there before the next round.
Wait, does it pull the arm down?
No, it does not.
Oh,
So
I'll
you
do that
tried to
next
hit,
round, Ingot.
So you tried to hit, but afraid not.
Yeah, man, good one. That was one of your best, man.
So that all happened. Hemlock and Macra, you can push Billy out into this room, and you can also you can move and take an action. So what would you like to do?
Do you wish to go first?
Well, I mean, we're kind of in the same spot. I figure that we're just gonna push him out of the room with us, leading in so that we don't get shot at. And then I'm once we're out of the room, I'm gonna kind of ninja roll and then use my yo-yo to try and trip one of them.
Awesome. Okay. So which one do you want to trip? Do you want to trip the one that is by the one that's by Ingot, or the one that is just kind of holding a pistol up that it looks like a rope went towards?
Ingot.
Okay.
17.
Nice. You tumble through and snap that yo-yo. Tell me how you want the yo-yo to work. Do you want it to wrap around them? Do you want it to just ping them in the head with the end of the yo-yo? And
wrap both legs so I can pull.
Okay. So you hit, and then I'm gonna have you have to make a brawny roll to actually yank them down.
Okay. 12.
Because they are also distracted with the drum beat that Ingot did, that makes the difficulty 2 less. You give it a good yank, and you know that you made this rope so tight on the yo-yo. You just pull and heave, and boom, they fall down on the ground. Ted, what's Hemlock doing?
Sure. So the guy that is not down. What is around it?
So plugged into the walls were the 5 bots, the bot slot machines. Everything else, there's trays on the walls, shelves built in. There's some half-finished drinks, some big beer mug looking things, some other smaller glassware. There's strange neon lights, all neon light signs plugged into the walls, and their cords are going down, and it looks like the cords are going up into the ceiling above. And they are in there's interesting pictographs on them, but they're in a language that you're not familiar with.
All right. So what I will do is I will shout out, "Shoot it, my friends, will you?" And I will just unleash from my gnarled club that usually just uses as a walking stick or a walking cane, an illusionary gout of flame to make a wall of fire between him and us.
And you hear him, ah! You hear him yell, and then it's his turn, and what's that?
The idea was to try and make him think things are on fire and make him.
Yeah, totally. He just jumps over the guy that's tied up on the ground and starts running down the stairs.
Excellent.
The one that's on the ground is is up and trying to get the yo-yo out from around his ankles, and manages to untwirl them from his ankles, but that's all he can do this round. All of you see this fire that's on the other side, and I would think So what would you all like to do?
Oh, nice pyrotechnics there, Hemlock. I think we've probably seen him do this before. I'm going to turn and kick the guy on the ground with my steel-tip boots.
Excellent. Roll a brawny hit.
All right, that's a 13. We're getting better.
The 13 hits. and does the point of damage, and you see him just kind of like you kick him so hard you just see his eyes go out. He is passed out.
Lightweight.
So now that there is no one else in this room except for Billy, who's awake in the chair, and you see him like trying to like wheel towards the stairs.
I'm gonna try like undo my thing from that bat slot arm and try to lasso him. Say, not so fast, Mr. Billy.
Yeah.
And all right, let's see. Oh, that's cocked. 18.
Boom! You snatch him. What do you do once he's lassoed?
I'll just pull him back across the room just the same way he went.
It's like you're doing a little dance routine and like
yeah. Yeah.
you pull him back towards you. Very good. It doesn't appear like there's any danger at the moment in this room. All of the bots, the slots have stopped. Nothing's spinning. There's a couple of cigars still burning in ashtrays near some half-finished drinks.
Yeah, I'm gonna take my crowbar and start prying these bots away from the wall.
So despite my illusion, fire is dangerous. I'm going to go make sure that they're actually out.
Okay. Excellent. You stamp those out, and are you prying them off like where their heads are connected to like the tube going into the walls?
I will start to, and as I do, remembering what happened the last time we were out on a job for the Magic City, I look over at Lando knowingly.
Yeah, and I walk over. He's already got one of the manuals open. He's like, now this here's the 1896 model. So what you want to do is get your crowbar right here. And now, actually, I have a thing called reverse engineer. So would that help me in just like, helping him disable this thing, like right where he needs to get that juicy, sweet battery?
Yeah, absolutely. And you realize that like looking through the manuals and using reverse engineering, where the on-off switch is, so that if it was disconnected, you could actually power it down so it couldn't do any harm to you in the process. Okay. Like you could power it down first, then pull it off the wall. You could either take the whole body or just the battery.
So I'll give Ingot a long-winded explanation of that, of just like, well, what we want to do is all these intricate wires here, and you got to make sure you cut them each in the right way. And then I'm like, or we could just turn it off, and I'll just flip the switch. And it's like, and we're out of danger.
And as you flip the switch, like the cherry, the treasure chest, and the martini glass just to nothing as it gets powered down.
I scratch my thick mane of green hair, and I look over at Lana. Did I almost electrocute myself again?
I think that might have happened, yes. We got to get you some like grounding or something, although those metal boots, it doesn't help much.
I think you're right.
But it's who you are,
Can I try to help with opening the things up, since I got a sledgehammer and whatnot? I'm just smashing them open though.
Sure. So while you two are while Lano and Ingot are gently doing that, describe how you smash one of these things open.
So he just takes his sledgehammer and smashes from the top down, because he is not and has no idea what he's doing.
Awesome. You do that. Give me a D6. So there's a 2 in 6 chance that you really just destroy the shit out of it.
I got 5.
Okay, so you smash it and you pop it off of the hook, and it as it lands down, it's like dropping a piggy bank, and it just kind of pops open and everything just spills out.
Oh yeah, they got money inside. I didn't even think of that.
But and it took a lot out of you to do that, because you're still kind of feeling the effects of something in the other room hitting you.
Mm-hmm.
Man, you okay, Flint? You look like you're a little unsteady on your feet.
Yeah, I feel drunk without having drunk nothing.
Oh, I know what you need. A little bit of the hair. Drink this, and I hand him one of those big mugs.
Oh, all right. And he just takes a swig.
Now chase it with this, and I'll hand him another one that was sitting there. Yep. Totally different drink.
Go for it.
Troll. chaos.
Yes.
So Hemlock will try and follow whatever Lano is saying to do and be as useful as possible. Very delicate, and he's not very strong, but he'll do what's necessary because we got a job to do.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we haven't found any tomatoes yet. Thankfully, look over at Brian, all taped to the chair, and be like, "So far, these machines are tomato free.
And
Haven't seen a seed or nothing."
As he's saying that, you start to realize you've gone into all 4 rooms and you've started making your way back, and you should probably start picking up the pace because because you've gone into all 4, making your way back. You shouldn't dilly-dally too long because the magic will start to wear off on that bridge itself. So you're able to get one of the bots open and powered down because you watched Lano do that. Can
we just rip the bodies and cart as many away?
Yeah, so there were what did I say? There were 5 there. You could each grab a body, but it's basically like carrying a person, essentially. Yeah. So you could each feasibly carry one back.
And then there's one downstairs we could grab as well, right?
Yes. So like somebody that's a little bit stronger and a little bigger could do like one over each shoulder.
Like Flint.
So Flint can grab the extra robot, but I'm going to also grab Betsy.
Nice. Now, any weapons or anything that you would normally have in your hand would then have to be just kind of like figure out where we go. But as long as you feel like your character would be able to carry it and have something to holster it or whatever, you're more than welcome to do that.
Well, so I'm totally taking that chair.
What I'm going to do for Betsy,
we can melt Brian down.
I'm going to take out my chained pouch, and there's actually a bunch of extra chain to it, and I use it to tie Betsy to my basically make a sling to attach Betsy over my shoulder so that I can carry it over my back.
Excellent.
That is so metal, Ingot.
Yes, and in the process you had to like knock the pole, like the kind of carousel type pole out that it was on, and as you do that you notice that there were wires all connecting Betsy electronically to it, so you just have there's wires and Betsy's head dragging behind or over your shoulder with wires all frayed out. Is there, and you said for Macro you wanted him to bring the chair?
Not the one that what's-his-face is in, but the one he told me to take when we went into the office.
Perfect. And this is just like an old-time like wooden chair. So, but you've got it over your shoulder. Huh. Is there anything else you want to do before exiting out of the giant cactus?
No.
I'm taking that unicorn mounted as well that's in the bag,
right?
And just like taking it with me.
And it's like
help it.
Yes. You think it's trying to talk to you from inside the bag as you're kind of stumbling down the stairs, and it's like
oh, it's all right, don't worry, you're being rescued.
Aren't those things full of like dark magics and whatnot?
I mean, who's not full of dark magic these days?
True facts.
It's a total mood for sure. We don't want to be rude, so I make sure we shut the door on our way out.
Perfect.
You got a clean bill of inspection?
You see like the one eye of the bot that you first bashed in its skull. You can see that it's like got like some sort of weird camera in it as it's like kind of moving up and like as you're walking out, and you shut the door behind you.
That won't come back to bite us in the ass.
Well, the bridge is about gone anyway, so.
Yep. You get out there and you can see the bridge just past the cactus, and you can see the magical sparkly glitter that it puts off, knowing that it's starting to fade, and you can start to see a little bit through it. It's almost like it's starting to get translucent, and you know that that it will start to fade very soon.
Floor it!
Giddy up, y'all!
All right, let's run.
No time for an encore tonight.
You make your way. You can feel the bridge starting to go behind you as you start to get over the bridge, and as you're getting through the thick chowder tasting fog coming back into the tower town. Let's see. Ted, roll a d20 for me.
D20. That's going to be a 9.
It's strange because now the tower town that was shadowy before is covered in vines. These vines are purple and black and almost look like the color, almost give off the feel of that unicorn that you saw in the alley before.
Cruise
In
vines.
shadows.
So Hemlock loves it.
Well, this wasn't like this when we left.
It does change.
It's always different when we return.
And the time is different from world to world that you go to. When you cross a bridge, you may be there what feels like an hour for you. It can be a week, it can be a year that goes by when you're traveling.
Like that Interstellar movie.
Yes.
So I didn't have to unlock the door. I'm going to unlock the box now.
Okay. You unlock the box, and when you open it up, it's just kind of glowing. But what's below this strange glow that you see?
Confetti. And a battery.
Battery-powered confetti.
It's a glitter bomb.
It is! Oh my gosh, yes, please.
Yeah. So it's got the hookup for it's got the glitter on one side and it's got the hookup on the other side, but it's not connected to actually explode. But it is a old-timey glitter bomb.
Hey,
There's real treasure below it, but it's like a magical explosion to cover somebody in this so that they'll know who stole.
So is there like a sinister vibe going on?
There is definitely a sinister vibe going on, and so the
I mean, this is like a kind of a closed, like tower city. It's like all like,
yeah.
Macra does not notice.
Yeah, this whole district is all towers, and now it's definitely gotten darker and certainly more sinister. And you know that in the center of Magic City is the forge where you can take your loot to melt it down, but you're on one of the outer districts that you'll have to travel through another district to get to the center, and those always move and shift while you're away as well.
I approached Flint, put a hand on it, a big green hand on his rocky shoulder. Hey, does your friend know anything about this? This seems like his kind of show.
that's exactly what I was just thinking. And I pulled the mounted head out of the bag and just kind of like let the robots drop. I'm like, hey, buddy, you're home. And I just like hold him up so he can see the city.
As you hold him up, it starts to come alive, and its head starts moving and twisting, and it just starts snarling, and its eyes start moving around. And as it's making that noise, you can hear things coming from the different alleys in response to the sound.
Is that supposed to work that way?
I don't know. Who's good with magic? Not me.
is there sort of like tall built stuff all around us?
Yes, yeah. This because Tower Town is all a bunch of different towers filling up the area.
Can I scramble up as a wall? Basically, I totally forgot that wall crawler, but just you said like we hear like sort of sounds around, just to like get like a little bit of a bird's eye of the area.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So you climb up and you can see down, like coming from a bunch of the different alleyways and corridors. You see it's almost like a herd or pack of these fanged unicorns coming to the sound of
Stampede! I yell out.
Hemlock?
So is there anything that I sense about this place?
So it definitely feels like it's been overrun by some sort of dark magics. It has that same feel that the unicorns have. There's something ominous going on here.
Is it something that like the town usually takes care of, or are we just gonna have to like avoid what's going on to try and turn these batteries in, or
Looks like they're all converging on this spot, right? And they always,
Yeah. You would probably, if the wizards from Wizards Walk aren't currently here trying to fight it off, they're probably working on something. Usually, as explorers, it's not in your jurisdiction to have to try and fight it off when a district goes bad.
I think we're gonna have to make a run for it, but I don't know if we can outrun these vermin.
I'll drop a rope down. I just picture him like clinging to those vines and stuff, like looking out above, just like, come on.
can we climb up?
Awesome. Does everybody climb up?
Oh yes.
Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you keeping the head with you? Or are you?
Actually, are there like statuary or anything in this area?
You tell me. Do you see any?
I would like to use my hammer to like break apart one of the heads of the statues enough to make like a little stand where I can like sit the head on the statue and then pick up the robots and bolt with everybody else.
Okay. You start doing that as more fanged unicorns start coming out, but as soon as you set it down and back away from it, they move over towards it and are not coming after you. As they seem kind of confused about how there's one of their own that is not full-bodied, mounted to something, and on this statue right now. So
That's weird.
This is the new Magister of the Unihorns.
I didn't know there was that many unicorns in the city. There's a lot of those wild ones.
you see at least probably 4 or 5 coming out to converge here. And it's very strange. They're definitely not, that's not usually something you see within Magic City at all.
What do I know about fanged unicorns? Like, are they beast level intelligence, or are they like, seriously intelligent beings?
So you don't really know a lot, except you know that they radiate evil and they have some sort of dark magic about them. So it's usually things that have magic, at least from the worlds that you've gone to. Usually if they're magical, they have some form of intelligence, like some sort of higher intelligence.
Can I locate the nose on the tower that we're on?
Let's roll a resourceful test and see if you can find the nose.
Crap. 17.
The tower sneezed here.
Yes, you see it's strange. Like on some of the towers, the tendrils look like they were growing up it. These look like they're old, long nose hairs coming out of this giant nose on this tower.
I'm going to take the wires that are dangling from Betsy, and I'm going to begin tickling the inside of the nose.
So as you start doing that, and you're like clinging to the tower, right?
Yeah,
kind of hanging on.
I'm trying to get him to sneeze at the fanged alicorns.
And it just it starts a big everybody that's on this tower, make a brawny roll to hang on.
Oh, I'm sure this will be fine. 16.
12.
3.
Yeah, I failed.
Okay.
I got
Can
3.
I try to catch him with my yo-yo?
Which one are you going to try and catch? Are you going to try and catch Hemlock or Lano?
Well, Lano's my brother. Obviously, I'm gonna try to catch Lano.
Okay. Yes.
I'm sorry, I have to.
No worries.
Make a nimble test to try and catch with the yo-yo.
Dirty 20.
Nice. Yeah, you easily put the yo-yo out. You're used to bouncing around and falling off of things. You easily catch on. You can even do it with your tail if you want to. Hemlock, you start falling as all of a sudden this tower blows a load of snot down onto the ground.
Can I try to yank some vines free and like Tarzan swing to catch him?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I'm pretty strong.
Sure, you can easily rip them off. The swing part is the you're gonna have to do a nimble check to try and see if you can swing and grab him out of the falling air.
Okay, I am not good at these. Let's see. Oh, I rolled an 18 though. 18.
Nice. You swing down and you manage to grab on as Hemlock's starting to fall down. And like as you're doing that, like the vines are just kind of ripping down at a slow pace. So like it's just you're like ding 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 ding. Ding. You brace him from actually falling and hurting himself, but you it's not like you swing Tarzan style and swing back up to where you were.
Okay.
So are we now both on the ground?
Yes, you are.
Hey, Wood, it's good.
Thanks.
Make a run for it now. The tower snot is slippery as heck. That should probably slow him down.
So, are the things charging at us? Do they see us?
They seem to be like trying to like get the snot off of them, and they're like trying to rub against like some of the building edges. They have not seemed to have noticed you yet.
Run, Hemlock, run.
So I'm gonna pull Flint to the side of the building next to me. I'm gonna put an illusion of more snot over top of us.
Excellent. Okay.
Hey, Hemlock, hey, I grew up on a farm, right? And like sometimes people, they don't like animals too much because like they're allergic and whatnot. What if the tower was allergic to the alicorn or the unihorns?
It's possible, but if we just remain quiet, away.
Oh, I'm really bad at being quiet.
So all of a sudden, like from up above, you just see more snot down there, and you don't see the rest of your troop. What do the three of you do?
Do we know? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I whisper over to Macra and Lano. One of the downsides to all this tower snot. It's kind of flammable. And I spark my Zippo and throw it off the side of the building.
And just like in an action movie, like you drop it, it just goes
Slow motion.
and like it's like instant flame engulfing, and it's like it's not like normal red or orange or yellow or even that super hot blue flame. It's this like neon green magic flame as it just starts burning. And you know how you thought the smell was bad before? Man, when it burns, it smells so much worse.
Oh, dark magic stinks so bad.
You hear the unicorns like let out this horrible like screeching howl as most of them stampede off. Though the one that was the statue is just burning and scorching in flames. The two of you down below do not catch on fire because you are not actually covered in real snot. So what do you two do as you see this burning flame? And it's also kicking up this strange greenish smoke that's going up into the air that also smells pretty horrible as well.
So at that, we're gonna move away from the fire, hopefully in the opposite direction of the unicorns.
Okay, and that would be towards the center of town, which would be where you would want to go to get towards the forge anyway.
Awesome.
The group up above, you see them moving now that they're out of the magical snot area. What do you three do?
Pulling the neck of my turtleneck up over my face so I can't smell the nasty.
Excellent.
I'm just going to rappel down on a rope and try to catch up with Flint and Hemlock.
That sounds like a good idea. I'll come.
Okay. And now, as you're working your way out of this district, out of the vine-covered Tower Town, you're entering into another district. And in the game, there's only 8 defined districts. The other 4 districts are made to be created by the group of people that are playing as they go into them. So this is one of those districts. Let's see. So who would like to name the district?
Sure. So we're the district we're entering into.
Yes.
I'm very familiar with this district because this is the place where all the metal trolls like to hang out, and they have the best metal bands in the bars, and this is Death Metal Row is the name of the district.
Death Metal
Yes.
Row, awesome. Now, aside from it being an awesome place with bars and metal bands, someone else tell me another function that it serves.
No, they make
Entertainment.
things here.
Okay, both of you can go. Robin, what did you say?
I said they make things here.
Things are made here, okay. And anything in particular?
I mean, we gotta have entertainment, and if we've got like awesome metal bands that play here, I can imagine that they probably make things to entertain ourselves with, so troll toys.
Okay, very good. And Ted, what did you say?
I was just saying it's all about entertainment.
Okay.
Lots of things to do for those trolls that need something to do.
Okay, very good. And then both Doug and Stephen, each of you tell me a specific local that might be that you might particularly know or might be kind of infamous in this area.
There's a busker named Bernie who is just like does devil sticks and breathes fire, just like hangs out in front of metal clubs and stuff.
Cool.
On the street.
Awesome.
And it's like Burnie.
Awesome. Perfect. And what about you, Stephen?
There is a famous rock troll who is a guitarist. He is covered in gems. His name is Jimi Hendrix.
Perfect. All right. As you're passing through, because there's all sorts of music coming out of these different bars, because it's now evening here. You thought it might have just been dark in the vine-covered town, just part of Tower Town, because of the evil that had overgrown there. But it's also nighttime now, and so there's all sorts of people walking the streets in an area of Death Metal Row. You see Busker Bernie doing the fire breathing as you're
Love
walking
that guy,
by.
man.
And,
I sort of shy back though because I got like rosin covered ropes and all these
Oh, yeah.
noble things.
and you see
I'm walking on the other side of the street.
excellent. You see a bunch of groupies just you see Jemmy just kind of walking down the street, just doing their own thing, and there's a bunch of groupies just trying to follow after, trying to get autographs and things. But you make your way through Death Metal Row to the Forge area, the center of town. The Forge is a big district, but there's always one place that you drop your things off. It's almost like a clerk or bookie at like a racetrack or something like that. They're behind a little teller booth. They've got like this kind of visor cap on, and there is a scale like conveyor belt next to them. So you come up to it, you see them come up, they click on an overhead light. Yep, I was expecting you. So who's gonna weigh their things first? Are you doing this as a whole troop, or are you doing things individually?
As a
We
troop,
should go as a group. Yeah.
Okay, then load everything up.
I
You
stick
know-
my chair on the desk.
So over to the side is this big kind of, it's almost like an airport conveyor belt type thing, where you just put everything on, you can put your stuff on top of there. And then, okay, who wants the ticket? And he holds up a ticket. The ticket's like a numbering system where they give it to you. Then you come back later to reclaim any of the troll berries that are left over after everything's melted down.
I'm gonna point at Lano because he's more responsible than I am and he can actually read numbers.
All right, I'll be in charge of that ticket, no problem.
Okay, here you go. It's number 43. And what is your name?
Lano the rope troll. Lano
Okay.
T rope troll.
not Lano Carasian.
Lano Cordlessian.
We're moving along at a good pace tonight. There's not a lot of other trolls coming in, so check back in like an hour and we will have your troll berries weighed in. And actually, before we do that, let's go ahead and make an inventory of what you brought back so that I can verify it when you come back with it. So you have 5. What are those? 5.
These are
ro-
bot slots.
5 robot bodies with coins and batteries intact.
Okay, and what else are you depositing? A chair. I see that chair.
I
One
have
Betsy.
Oh man, Betsy.
Oh, that is one big metal animal head. Okay.
I got a sack full of rat folk money.
Sack of money. Okay.
I got
Confetti box. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Okay, confetti box, bag of guns. I keep the bag. I just dump the guns out.
This is quite the haul.
and an antique 6-shooter. And I'll look over at Inga and be like, this crossbow's way cooler than that. Thanks, man.
Oh, anytime. And let us not forget us one gun check bot as well.
That's right.
Slightly damaged.
All right. Yeah, come back in an hour and we will have all of this run through the forge and see what sort of troll berries are left as your reward. Thank you for doing great service for Magic City. We do greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, well, we kind of live here too, so.
Yep.
Yup.
When it's
And-
sinking into that lava now.
You see him click off his light and the as the conveyor belt goes and it goes through like the kind of flappy doors as it goes into where it is. Most of you, like, you wouldn't have access to in the inner workings of the forge. That's like on a specific level of clearance to be able to go in and know how it's all how the troll berries are made and all that stuff. But this is how it always seems to work.
The only Clarence gets in there.
Yes, yeah, that's right. Is there anything that you want to do in the hour between now and coming back to collect your troll berries?
Yeah,
Get a sarsaparilla.
I would like to go visit the one of my favorite pubs where One Eye Susie plays for the flaming unicorns.
Excellent. Does anybody want to go with him?
Yeah.
I say we all go.
I'm going to get me a sarsaparilla.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Oh, and hey, Hemlock, do you know any cures for drunkenness without being drunk?
Hot sauce.
I'm gonna assume time, but not the kind you eat.
And it has now worn off now that you're back and that the head is no longer in your possession. Sorry, I didn't mention. I
okay.
didn't know that. Yeah.
It could also be actual drunkenness because I did end up drinking after. I'm not really sure.
Yeah. So you got drunk, and had to wear off both of them.
That's right.
Yeah.
Hair of the dog, man.
Well, I'm glad you're feeling better, Flint, because I think we should go find a mosh pit. You're going to be really good at it. Just remember,
All right.
just keep doing this with your arms.
All right.
Yeah, that's it.
Got the whole way there.
You're natural.
You all go to the bar, your favorite bar on Death Metal Row. You see part of the set of the band playing, and then you make your way back, and you're able to, from all of the things that you've brought back, you have a very large sack of or bucket of troll berries. There's because the bots had batteries, you easily got you got 560 troll berries,
Ooh.
unless somebody has unless somebody has a skill or anything that they want to use. I don't know if any of you took that when making your character with the haggle.
No,
Okay.
I
So
didn't.
then you would get 560 troll berries, and also, since this is just a one shot and we were trying to keep it around 2 hours, you would also level up because you went on a quest. You go on a quest, you bring back loot, you level up. And with leveling up, you get to add 1 level in any of your 4 stats, whether it be nimble, magical, resourceful, or brawny. And when you put a level in that, you also get to fill in one of the bubbles below because you then get an ability to be able to use.
All right, so let me ask this question based off of the leveling thing here. It says your health is equal to your highest stat. So for any of us that took 2 points on a single stat, if you bump that to a 3, that mean you have 4 health?
No, that would mean it would then bump it up 1 to a 3.
Okay, so you would, if you got 3 in another stat, that would give you a 4th?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
No, you'd have to have 4 in a stat. It's just equal to whatever stat is the highest. Like you don't add anything together. It's like
right, but it says here for every 3 points in any stat, add 1 health.
Yes.
Oh,
yep.
sorry.
Yep. So that was an adventure of Over the Troll Bridge. Do you have any question about the game or how it all works or anything?
No, that was wonderful.
Where can you find this?
What's that?
Where can you find this?
So
because it was so much fun and the art is great.
Thank you. So the art is by Carrie Drake. We have the playtest version that is currently, I have a limited quantity on, you can go to trollsandbridges.com, which will take you to a Creature Curation / whatever. And I have a limited number of the playtest edition. I'm going to build out a few more pages of rules, refine it a little more, get a little more art from Carrie, and then we'll probably crowdfund to try and get it in front of more people. But I wanted to have some copies to have at Gen Con, and also I'm running this for a group of kids every week, and I wanted to have some copies so that they could actually see their name in the playtest credits and that stuff. And I will put all your names in the playtest credits in the next iteration. So yeah.
Wow, thank you. That's so cool.
Thank you.
So how did Over the Troll Bridge come about?
So it was a weird culmination. So I had Carrie do a lot of the art already because me and my family had started coming up with a card game called Trolls and Bridges that was kind of just and then it kind of fizzled out and we never went anywhere with it. But then so there was the Down We Go game that I backed on GameFound, and they were doing a game jam for it, like to try and get other people, because there's a third-party license, anybody can write stuff for it. And I was like, I like the idea of this simple rule system. I like originally it was just like a 1-page rule set, like to start out with, like something that could be really quick and easy. And I was like, why don't I take the art that I've already got, talk to my kids, and like start coming up with ideas for a setting using this simple rule set. So I brainstormed with them and started working on it together. And then I built it out a little more. Then I'd go back to the kids and I'd be like, okay, now help me come up with a little more. And then I'd build it out some more. And so the bulk of it was created for the game jam, just to put on itch and try and get people interested. There's community copies still over there of the PDF. It's not the most current PDF because I haven't updated it there, but it's got a lot of the stuff. So if you just want to be able to download it and see what it's like, you can go to itch.io, I think /Creature Curation and snag it there and just get the free PDF. But I do have the printed copies as well. So yeah.
Will you be fleshing out the Magic City?
So, okay. So the 8 districts that are there, they all have, and this was taken directly from the Down We Go stuff. Like how I built this it was mechanically built like how some of their sections were built, where it's the blank adjective marking with 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then it has referee questions to ask the players so that they can add and build it out. Because especially for me, when trying to run this with other people, is trying to ask all the players different questions so that it's built together. So it's not just me being like, well, here's everything. Like I want everybody to have their input and I want to be everybody to contribute in the gameplay at every table. So like your group playing Over the Troll Bridge will be way different than another group because they just built out these 4 districts that haven't been built out in the book, and they're way different than the districts that you have built out.
So throughout the course of the adventure, you had us roll a bunch of random rolls, and I kind of know how you do things. Yep. What were those rolls for people that aren't familiar with your style?
So like the shadowy tower town, the vine-covered tower town was part of it. the very first roll was to determine which district it was in, and that was the Tower Town, and then it was the descriptive part of the Tower Town. Some of it were some things that I had as possible things that could be in rooms, but a lot of this I actually just kind of went with as I went, because at the beginning, before we even got on screen, really on stream, I was like, what's a genre that you would like to explore? And when the Western thing came up, that's how I kind of worked the Western side into it. And then the robot head part was one of the options in like the possible adventure things that could be in there. But then when you said the cow sound, that's when I made it into a cow head to try and kind of tie it together. So it's kind of riffing off of what you're suggesting and then kind of playing it back into that and just kind of going back and forth.
Are you going to be in the final version? Are you going to be incorporating those, those kind of like random charts, random roll tables?
There will be, like, there is an adventure in the book that's called the 4 Adjectives Lighthouse, and that's the shape of this that I made. Like the cactus was basically like a lighthouse or a tower because it has the same like cylindrical shape. So there's things like that where it's 4 different possible styles, like the futuristic, the mad scientists, the taxidermists, the ancient, and then there's different things that can come into play into it. Depending on how I crowdfund it, we may do additional adventures, like little adventures that have the random tables, so that it can help give people seeds and give them ideas on what to do.
Nice. Does anybody else have any questions before we wrap things up?
No, I had a blast. Thanks for running that
Awesome.
for us. It was so much fun.
It was great.
Gonna have
for playing.
Gonna have to, pick up one of the limited edition copies and all that jazz myself.
Awesome.
Yeah. Well, thanks for running, Brian. Thanks everyone for playing. Thanks everyone for watching. Links are in the description. Go get your copy of Over the Troll Bridge so you can check out the rule system. And I'm sure you have newsletters or something people can sign up for. So when the final product is out, they'll be able to pick it up and grab it. So go do all the things. And until next time, stay nerdy.
Stay nerdy.